Year after year, the state of Iowa is considered to be one of the safest states in the U.S. However, Keokuk is not one of the safest towns in Iowa. Keokuk is about a 3-hour drive southeast of Des Moines and a 4.5-hour drive west of Chicago. Keokuk is located in an odd part of Iowa. It's the southeasternmost location in the state. It's in an odd area because for the length of Iowa's boundary with Missouri, the state line is mostly a straight line. The lone exception is the far eastern portion of the boundary where the state line follows the path of the Des Moines River, leaving this portion of land to Iowa. Nonetheless, along the mighty Mississippi is Keokuk, Iowa. Let's get to it, shall we? I start the video in rural Clark County, Missouri as I make my way into Keokuk. Technically, the city limits of Keokuk extend all the way to the Des Moines River, even though it won't look like we're inside the city limits until later. And now it looks like we're entering the outskirts of the southwestern part of Keokuk. This area of the city at a glance appears to be the most depressing area of the city, and I find those areas interesting in every city that I travel to, so I took my time as I explored this part of Keokuk. It makes sense that Keokuk has a large portion of the city that looks like this as well, as Keokuk has lost 38% of its peak population. The town's population peaked at 16,300 in the 1960 U.S. Census. Since then, the town has lost on average around 7% of its population every 10 years. Today, only 10,000 people live here, and unfortunately, there aren't any signs of the population decline slowing down anytime soon. This, to my knowledge, is the former Lincoln Elementary School. When you see rural, isolated towns like Keokuk that have lost a significant portion of their peak population, you have to worry about that trend continuing. The reason why is because it's harder to turn that trend around for these smaller towns than it is for other towns that are closer to bigger cities. The quickest and most obvious way to do so is to bring in more jobs. However, trying to get employers to set up shop in areas with a very small amount of young professionals is extremely difficult. The reason why population loss is the base of the problem for many of these towns is because less people means less tax dollars to provide your basic services, such as public schools, police, and fire, among others, and oftentimes these towns are forced to raise their taxes in order to keep providing those services. That's why you see abandoned schools in most cities and towns that have lost population continuously over a long period of time. This goes into what I was just talking about as well, and that is the economy. Currently, the manufacturing industry employs the most people in town, followed by health services and the retail industry. The median household income in Keokuk is $39,000 per year, and 24% of the town is living in poverty. 16% of adults 25 and older hold at least a bachelor's degree, compared to 35% nationally. The median value of owner-occupied housing is $70,000, compared to over $200,000 nationally. You can see that there are a handful of properties in this part of the city with boarded-up homes, and another handful of properties are left vacant where homes once stood. Year after year, the state of Iowa is considered to be one of the safest states in the U.S. However, Keokuk is not one of the safest towns in Iowa. The national violent crime rate is 382 for every 100,000 residents. Keokuk's violent crime rate is more than twice that amount at 867 for every 100,000 residents. The property crime rate in Keokuk is even worse at 6,300 for every 100,000 residents, when the national rate is just 2,100 for every 100,000 residents. There seems to be something about cities and towns along the Mississippi River having issues with crime. As we make our way towards downtown, you'll see that the city appears to be more full and vibrant than the area that we were just in. This part appears to have plenty of nicer older homes that are still in good shape. Not all of the homes, but most of them. This is Keokuk High School, and the athletic teams go by the nickname of the Chiefs. Niche.com reports that the public schools here perform around average. And for the end part of this video, I do drive down the town's main thoroughfare where all of the activity is. Keokuk is in Lee County, which is a county that actually has 2 county seats. I made an earlier video of a town in Missouri called Hannibal that was home to a second county courthouse but was not labeled as a county seat. Maybe this thing of having 2 county seats and or courthouses is more common than I thought. The other county seat in Lee County is Fort Madison, and you can stay tuned for that video. Lee County as a whole is home to 34,000 residents, which is down from a 1980 peak population of 43,000. Keokuk has a pretty extensive main street with older buildings lining it for quite a few blocks. I actually really liked the appearance of it. However, a closer look at some of the buildings show that many of the buildings are unoccupied. I still really like the appearance of Keokuk's main street though. Well, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as doing all of those things helps these videos out with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure that you also hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video of an area near you. We'll see you next time. Peace!